Nuair a háisithe Bhan Oilimpigeach Polly Swan na gimreach san art school, chur Cala Yesaige gon thorg an talent in the Olympics.
So I started at school, so I was at Heriot's in Edinburgh, and it was just on the canal, just like as you do kind of after school, and just really enjoyed it. I wasn't that good, I was kind of the girl with potential, but long limbs and a bit malcoordinated, like I said, and I think it was more a case of because I kept going at it, I suddenly started getting a bit better rather than particular talent. And I wasn't very good at pushing myself, which kind of you need to be able to do when you're a rower. So it just took me a wee while to kind of get myself, I suppose, grown up and a bit more like feisty. So it wasn't until, so I was at university at Edinburgh, Edinburgh Uni, and was still rowing and really enjoying it. But it wasn't probably until I was about 21, 22 where things started showing that actually I did have the potential and was getting better. So I was rowing over at Glasgow Rowing Club over in Glasgow under a coach called George Warnock. And he was kind of my entry into elite sports. So I did the under 23s under him, and then kind of made the big jump and decided to move down south and try for the 2012 Olympics.
Scascan de Yorshihi Draim, Chail Polly amach na tuin son na gimnin and Davil sa Yahiag. She am Durv a is Dorach of na Behe. Ach, who get or a chili garash na slatra na Vaidiov.
It was just going to be 2 years of knuckling down and seeing what was possible, and I got myself into the team, and it was kind of like, this is the dream situation, you know, right at the last minute I was looking like I was going to go to the Olympic Games, and it was going to be home games and probably the most amazing Olympic Games of anyone's life, you know, which it was amazing. And then would have been the May time, my back went, so that all just sort of crumbled away from me. And yeah, it's hard. I mean, I can't really describe how I got through it, but it was just like day by day, and I knew I had a job to do to get better because I was living in a lot of pain, and that's no good for anyone. And I thought, okay, well, just need to get myself to a point where I can live normal life, not injured, and then I'll reassess and see how I go to. So yeah, just had a lot of support from my family, and I feel very lucky for that. And it got to the stage where I was like, okay, I'm now, everything's looking better. I look like I can move. Do I want to sacrifice everything and see if I can make a games? And I think there was just this sort of burning desire and nagging feeling inside of me that if I hadn't given it a proper shot and gone for the Rio Games, then I'd probably regret it for the rest of my life.
Buanig Polly Baunarigid ag the Olympics Rio and in Davila sa Shiajiak. Rud the higher late moistulas.
I remember seeing this like wave of people in front of me just cheering and, you know, waving flags, and the like smiles on their faces were just amazing. And it just kind of, I had a moment where I was like, I couldn't be happier than in this moment right here, right now. There's nothing, even if I had a gold medal on my neck, the feelings I'm feeling now would not be any different. This is just electric. It's amazing. And yeah, I think coming home with that, it was just lovely to share that excitement and those emotions with everyone. So, you know, it's amazing. You get sort of swept up into this whirlwind of events and going to see, you know, rowing clubs and primary schools and just everywhere. And it's a great time in your life because you do just get to share it with so many different people that you may not have met, and you realize there is a bigger purpose. It's not just your dreams and goals as an athlete. You know, the nation does support us, and they do will us on, and it does like inspire a lot of people. And I think that is very special. It's a very special part of being an athlete.
Va Polly tug or son a gemmen in Tokyo, I is her pedig la Helen Glover. A jannen nach de heel at the duish, be to the sorge of Valnian G Shaka.
I don't know that this feeling will ever go away, but I had this like itch that I just needed to scratch. I was kind of like, oh, I just need to go back and see if I can do it again. And Tokyo just sounded like it would be again an amazing games, and there's this great bunch of women that are coming up through the ranks in GB rowing, and I just thought, okay, maybe one last time, I'll give it a whirl. And I did think that I would probably just fall short and it wouldn't happen, but obviously things kind of all fell into place, and being able to row the pair with Helen was just fantastic. We'd rowed together before in 2013, and so we kind of knew each other, we could work really well as a team, and I think with her story of being a mother and having made a comeback, and then mine of being a doctor and making a comeback, I think it was just, yeah, it was a very special year to do. And yeah, I don't think I would have anticipated it being like that, but yeah, I mean, it's been a great journey, and I've loved it. It would have been great to have got the medal, but I think looking back on it now, actually what we did was probably surpassed what we should have been capable of, and so I think we're both very proud of that as well.
Ha Polly meòrachadh as na higher Janus and spòrs mar ha. Chanjali Joel dog na ha Olympics a bhain and in Paris fichid.
Sometimes I think, oh, Polly, just do it again. Like I long to win, and I long to be an Olympic champion. And then sometimes I'll think about it and just think, wow, you've done a lot better than you thought you were what you thought you were capable of. You know, when I was 13, I was just a bit useless. It's so funny. I was just kind of enjoyed the sport and loved it, but like I say, not very good at pushing myself. So to come away with all those accolades, you kind of think it's a bit of a pinch you moment, you know. And I think having those two sides of me is probably why I'm an athlete, isn't it? Because there's always a possibility to do more, and there's always a possibility better. And I will probably always have that nagging thought if I decide to come back or I don't. I'm sure I'll be in my 60s and still be like, oh, I wonder what I can be that's better. But yeah, at some point I suppose we'll call it a day, so we'll see. I would love to row again. I would love to try for Paris, but like I said, I'm 33, and at some point sort of real life has to take a bit of a centre stage as well. So we'll see. I'll never say never.